welcome back. We are live here in Nashville with NCSS TV. I'm happy to be joined by Jelani Melony. He is the founder and CEO of A Kids Company. Jelani, can you tell us a little bit about the talk that you were giving here on Friday at NCSS, and what key takeaways would you want the audience to leave here with?
Yeah, I'm going to be talking about hard conversations with kids. They're not easy, that's why they're hard conversations, and about some of the most difficult topics there are. We're talking racism, death, depression, anxiety, mental health, Alzheimer's, cancer. How do you have these conversations with kids? And so I'm going to navigate a little bit through my story, the books that my publisher makes and why we and how we tackle these topics, and then try and provide some practical steps for educators and for parents and for really grown-ups in general to be able to navigate these topics with kids. So I think one of the first things is that kids are ready. It's the title of my talk. Kids are ready for these big conversations. I think the second thing is that we're often not. And it's not because we don't necessarily know what to say, it's because we're afraid of what to say, or afraid of saying the wrong thing, and we're afraid that our kids aren't ready. So being able to lean in with our kids and start those conversations, instead of finishing them on the first conversation, is really what my talk's all about.
Now, did you ever think back in 2018 when you started writing books for your kids that it would actually lead to the size and scope of the work that you're doing now?
Never in a million years. I mean, I wrote a book for my kids 5 years ago just for them. I never imagined I would share it with 10 people, let alone 10,000, let alone 100,000. And so it's been incredible to see the journey to go from one book to over 100 books on these big, challenging, empowering, and important topics. And it's a thrill to get to do this work.
With kids media today so focused on simply entertaining, how important is it in offering various media resources outside of books, and what other resources do you think we can use effectively?
Yeah, I think every kid deserves to see themselves inside of the media they consume. And so whether that's nonfiction, fiction, entertainment, Marvel, Pixar, you name it, I think kids should get to see their lives and their experiences reflected back to them. And I think we've made a habit of just trying to pacify and entertain kids instead of trying to uplift and empower them. And so I think that can be a book, that can be a movie, that can be a TV show, that can be a conversation, a game that they play with the grown-up in their life. But I think kids deserve to see themselves inside of that media.
So tell us, how important is it for you to have a chance to speak to an audience like the one here at NCSS?
It's a thrill to get to engage with administrators, educators, and anytime I get a chance to just talk with grown-ups about my story, why I think it's so important that we have these hard conversations with kids, and hopefully they go back and maybe just start one big, important, sticky, uncomfortable conversation with a kid in their life, or with a classroom, or maybe with the whole school. So it's a complete privilege.
Well, Jelani, thank you for joining us here today. We hope you continue to have a great conference, and it's been great speaking with you.
Thank you. It's great to be here.